Good morning everyone, welcome back to the Nature Patch. My name is Robin and welcome to another Sunday garden vlog. I feel like a lot of you really enjoy these vlogs and I particularly like watching vlogs, seeing people get up to different things in the garden and just kind of doing their daily activities, and me basically having a sticky beak and seeing what they're doing. So that is exactly what I'm going to do this morning. I've got a few jobs that I need to get done around the place. The first being is saving some rosella seeds. I was actually going to do a separate video on this, but it is super quick, so I thought I would just show you how to do it in this vlog. And then I've just got a few other things that I want to do around the garden, including harvesting the last of some of the tomatoes and also just giving everything just a one-over checkup. So I'll show you how everything's going. So the last rosella bush is out the front and I purposefully let that one go to seed. A lot of people just cut off all of the calyxes to use for jam, but I had one completely separate tree that I just grew for seed, and I can tell you I'm getting a lot of seeds from this one bush. So I would highly recommend just at least saving a few of the calyxes from your rosella bushes just so that they can go to seed and that you can have hundreds of seeds for the next few years. It's really important to save as many seeds as you can. A, because you don't have to go and buy seeds. Also, you're increasing the genetic diversity of that plant. So if it grows up in an area, aka where I am, where we experienced horrible drought and really hot temperatures, it's more likely that the next few years that plant will be a little bit more adaptable to those conditions versus where that plant grew and came from before. So a lot of my seeds I get from down south of Australia, where the climate is completely different to around Brisbane. So I want to make sure that the next generation and the generations after that of my rosella bushes are really adapted to this climate. So I just have to water them less and feed them less and overall just not even deal with them. They're pretty easy plants anyway, you don't really need to do too much. But anyway, I'm going to go out to the front garden and show you what it looks like. It's looking pretty bad, but that's how I want it to look like. Alright, so you can hardly see it, but it's basically this twig of a bush here. I've already harvested quite a few of the calyxes, but I thought I would just show you how I do it anyway. So this is one of the dried up calyxes here. You can see that it started to pop open. You can see in here is where the seeds would have been and it's popped open now. I'm going to harvest the rest of these and then I'll show you how I get the seeds out. Okay, so I've just chopped up the stalks and this has got all of the dried calyxes on them, and it's really simple to get them out. All you need is a bucket and these, and we're just going to shake them out. So it's kind of hard to see, but that is all of the seeds in this bucket that I got. There's quite a few ants in here, so I'm just going to let this sit for a while and let all of those ants move out, just because the tree had a few aphids on them, but the seeds are perfectly intact down there. And this is what the seeds look like up close. Now that's done, I'm going to let that sit for a while, and I'm actually going to go and grab all of the worm juice that came out of my worm farm. I like to let it just sit and just naturally come out, so I keep the hole on the worm farm open and then it drips into the bucket that I have. So I'm going to grab that and then give some of the plants a feed. So I'm in the in-ground garden where all of the plants are in the ground, not in raised beds, and these tomatoes that I've got here are obviously not looking fantastic. So my plan is to actually just take them all out and let this area of the bed sit for a week or two, and then I want to plant something new in here. So I'm moving house in a few months and I don't want to be planting anything that obviously takes a long time to grow, so I'm thinking of waiting a month or so and then planting some bush beans in here. I've been finding some of the bush beans that we've got just aren't doing too well. We got down to 3 degrees last night and I think we're having 2 degrees or 3 degrees tonight, which is absolutely lovely. Like, I'm not complaining about the cold. But when you've got seedlings that are popping up, they really just don't like that temperature. So I'm going to take out these tomatoes. They've still got a few tomatoes on them, but I'm finding they're just not growing at all. And I think it's just worthwhile to take them out. I've still got some cherry tomatoes over there that are doing pretty well. So I'm just going to pick off any tomatoes that are semi-decent on here. I've already saved most of the seeds of these tomatoes. I just need to get some Tigerella seeds. Most of the tomatoes are kind of getting eaten by something, or they are just looking very sick. So I'm going to get on and clear all of these out and pick some of the tomatoes that are still here. I think this one here is actually like grown together. That's kind of cool. Some of the ones that have fallen on the ground that are a bit gross, I'm just going to save the seeds from. Okay, I decided to save one of these suckers from my Roma tomato. So I've just taken this sucker out here and I'm going to trim off a lot of the excess leaves and any flowers that it may have. And then I'm probably just going to plant this and see if it grows. Roma tomatoes were my absolute favourite, and I think I'll always grow these in the garden. Okay, so that's all cleared. I've left 2 plants in here and I'll show you what they are. The first one here is a native lily pilly. So this is a native bush tucker plant, and I'm actually going to be transplanting this when we move house because I really love these plants and it's looking quite healthy. And the other one is a native elderflower. So we do have native elderflower in Australia, and this one's also looking pretty healthy. So I'm going to transplant these closer to when we move, or give them to the community garden. Something I'm really not looking forward to is moving, particularly with plants. One of the YouTubers that I watch, Veronica, I'll put her name here. She's just going through a move right now where she pretty much got set up in a place and is now having to completely move all of her plants and put to bed a lot of the plants that she's grown. So I know it can be done, but let me know if you'd like me to do a little series on how I'm moving plants. The main thing that I'm doing right now is, as you saw before, is saving as many seeds as I can. That's really important to me and something that I want to continue to do throughout my lifetime so that I can have my own seed stock and not rely on supermarkets and the seed stores to grow my own food. Another way that I'm going to be moving with plants is actually just taking them out of the ground, unfortunately, and moving with them. That being said, I'm definitely not taking all of them. I really like the establishment that I've got here, and I think any gardener who comes here will enjoy the setup that I have, so I'm definitely going to be keeping some of the trees that I've planted in here because, as I always say, I love to leave a place better than it was before. Alright, so I'm going to go and pick some more tomatoes and some vegetables for dinner, so I will show you what I'm picking. So first I'm going to pick this capsicum in here. It's quite small, but that's okay. This is the first time this plant has actually ever fruited, so I want to take some of the stress off this plant so that it can produce more before we move. So that little capsicum there, and I'm actually just going to give this bush a little bit of a trim. I have no idea really how to prune capsicums, but I'm just going to be topping a lot of the tops, even ones that have almost fruit on them. The growth is just really slow at the moment, and I want this plant to be a little bit more bushy so that it can handle some of the stronger winds. So I think that is enough for that little plant. And there's another capsicum over here that I'm going to do the same. Oh, I think this one actually has been invaded by something. That's okay, it might be okay, we'll see. Okay, I'm going to be brutal here. And then a lot of the leaves I'm just going to be using as mulch around whatever plant that is near, and in this case it's the garlic. I think these banana peppers have actually done the best out of all of the capsicums that I've grown. So I'm going to let these sit inside for a while and try and save some of these seeds as well. Probably not going to take this off because I don't really need to, but the greens bed here is doing really well. It's got lots of different greens in there that I'm just letting them keep growing until I start picking from those. But in the meantime, we have been picking lots of parsley and kale down here. The kale is doing amazing. I planted a lot of Chinese broccoli in here, which I really like. The peas are doing slightly better. I still don't think they get enough sun, so hopefully now that the sun is starting to stay up longer in the day, that they'll be a little bit more happy. And then in this bed here, a lot of my carrots have been popping up. So got a lot of carrots here, and beetroots are also popping up here. So I'm probably just going to take this grate out and then just use it as a fence along here so that the bush turkey can't get in. So this is the little harvest that I have for today. We've been picking tomatoes pretty much every day, and I'm sad that a lot of them aren't doing too well in the cold, but I'm really hoping that I can grab a few more suckers from the cherry tomatoes to plant in the ground. one last job today that I need to do is hop on the computer and order some seeds. Where I took out those tomatoes, I'd really like to plant some beans in there or something else that is really fast growing. I'm probably going to do one order today and then probably one in 2 weeks or so. So I'm going to go grab my laptop and show you what I have chosen. Alright, so hopefully you can see this here. I'm on the seed collection site and this is where I get the majority of my seeds from. They've got a really good range of vegetable, flower, herbs, and like microgreens, and I get my green manure from here as well. And they've also since started doing some other things like pots and fertilizer. So I try to combine a lot of my seeds from this store here along with other smaller companies. So I'll show you what I've got in my cart because I kind of went a little bit overboard. But what I ended up going for was a few different types of bush beans. Let me know if you've tried any of these because I haven't tried any of these bush beans so far. I also got my trusty golden zucchini and grey zucchini because I just didn't save any of the seeds of these and I'm really kicking myself that I didn't end up saving them, but definitely going to save some after this. And then I try the Ronda Denise, I think that's how you pronounce it, zucchini. I'm also going to give strawberries a go because I absolutely love strawberries and I kind of want to see if I can grow them in pots. And then I just kind of went a little bit crazy on the everlasting daisies because they are absolutely gorgeous flowers. And then another native and some Californian poppies. And the flowers are mainly to grow in pots so that I can take them to the new house. And you get free shipping if you spend over $20. So kind of want that free shipping. So definitely let me know if you've tried any of those. I'm really excited to order these and get a nice little surprise in the mail. And I'm also going to be doing another order probably in the next month, 2 weeks or so. So let me know if there's anything that you think that is really fast growing, that likes sun, that doesn't like great soil because we don't have the best soil here. And that is going to grow within like 4 months or so. So I'm going to get on to ordering this and then head inside and enjoy my Sunday. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and until my next one, happy gardening guys. Bye.